Hey y'all, it's Diane with Y'all Craft One and my old barn door. How are y'all today? I hope you're all doing well. Sorry I didn't get to get a video out to you last week. Some things happened and I was not here. I was kind of running around everywhere, so getting some things taken care of. So I apologize for not being able to get a video out to y'all last week, but we all know life happens, right? So today, I am in the middle, y'all, of making a Blue Million journals, okay? I got real ambitious at the beginning of the year and thought, I could mass make some journals. Well, that's not how it's turning out to be, but I'm okay with that because I can individualize them a little bit more if I spend a little more time on them. So anyways, I wanted to show you what I do if I want to keep a journal cover, but I don't want it to be the actual cover of my journal. Does that make sense? I'll show you. I know that's probably clear as mud, but I'll show you what I mean in this process. So I love, love, love this little book. It is from the 1950s, I think. Let me see. Here's the front page of it. 1952 is the copyright for the book, and I just absolutely love this book so much. I've been hoarding it for about 2 years, and I decided, you know what, it's time to use it. So here's why I've been hoarding it. Look at these beautiful pages. Aren't they gorgeous? So pretty. And they do have some pages where a little kid has written in them some. But I love how, they've mixed the black and white pages with the color pages, and they just have gorgeous illustrations in them. So, like I say, I've been hoarding it for a couple years, but I decided it's time to start using some of my hoard because it's just growing and getting bigger. And so, yeah, I'm going to share my favorite things with y'all. So anyways, I love the cover, and I think it's really, really pretty, but I don't want it to be the actual cover of my journal. It has that shiny, I don't know if y'all can see in the light, and then whoever had the book had taped the cover together. Evidently the binding was not doing so well, and you can see there's wear on the back, and I'll probably cover that up because that I don't love so much, but I do love the front cover. And then look at these lovely inside pages. And again, somebody drew on them, but I'm still okay with that. But I'm going to leave these as the inside papers. So I want to show you what I do when I want to keep the actual cover, but I don't want it to be the cover of my journal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cover apart. Super simple since this one's just taped together. So I'm just going to cut right down the middle, through the middle of that tape. There we go. And so for today, we're only going to deal with this part. We're not going to deal with this part. So I'm just going to sit this part aside. And I'll show you. Oh, but first, let me show you. Let me give you an update on the journal that I showed y'all that has the quilt top cover on it, and I couldn't figure out how to do the closure. My sweet friend Laura, along with quite a few of y'all, gave me the brilliant idea of cutting that piece, and then it would be long enough. Hello, duh. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I didn't. So thank y'all all so much for your input on that. So here is, let me see. Can I get the whole thing in the camera? Let's see. Okay. I think that's got it. So here's the final product. So what I did was I cut this. I still made it a pocket here. And then I attached it here in the back to the edge, and you can't even tell because of the way I sewed it in. And then my sweet friend Laura sent me this beautiful, beautiful buckle, and I'm absolutely in love with it, but she's probably going to kill me because I did not do this the right way. Hindsight's 20/20, you know. So anyway, it's on there, and I'm going to put Velcro here and here so that it can be attached, and then that gives you plenty of room to bulk up the journal. So just a quick little update on that journal. Okay, so back to our lovely little cover here. So again, I'm going to keep this. So what I want to do is I have this little rice box that, you know, it's just a little food box. And I'm going to cut this apart so that I can use the front panel and the back panel like this. So what I want to do with these is the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this side. Both of these shiny sides, I am just going to glue down some book page. And it doesn't matter what kind of book page because it's going to be covered. But I'm going to glue it around, glue it on, and wrap it around to this side. And basically that just makes it a little, it'll make it stick to this a little easier. If I do it that way, and then I don't have to worry about it coming apart or coming off because it's not super shiny, but it's just a little bit shiny, so I'd just rather be safe than sorry. So they're going to look like this. Nothing pretty. They're not supposed to be pretty because we're going to decorate these. Well, we're not going to do it on camera because for this video, I'm just going to show you how I apply these or how I add these on here. And then I will decorate them at a later time, and then you'll see the finished product when I finish the journal and get it in the shop. But I just kind of wanted to show you how I do it. So it's, you know, so you can kind of see how to do it. Okay, so these would lay on here like this, okay? And you have to remember, they're going to be pretty. You know, they're going to have something really pretty on them. And then for this book cover, I would probably kind of move these down a little, and then I would put the corners on them because these corners aren't in great shape. But I do want to leave some of the vintage look to this because I like that look, and I think it keeps the authenticity of you know, having a vintage journal cover. Okay, so the way I want to do, they're going to lay on here like this, and then you'll be able to flip them up, you know, and then eventually once you flip them up, you'll be able to see that vintage book cover. So the way I do this is with fabric, and y'all know that feed sack fabric I wanted to use. I'm going to get to use some. So we're going to use this to attach these covers to our journal, okay? So basically, we're going to do one at a time. I'm going to move this out of the way. And y'all know I don't measure anything, so this is how I do it. So I'm going to just kind of measure, eyeball measure. I'm eyeballing. And then I'm just going to snip a little spot. Let me turn this where I can snip it. Okay, can y'all see okay? All right, let me zoom in a little bit for you. Sorry, I hope I didn't make you dizzy. Okay, so I'm just going to snip a little spot right here. And it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned because I like things to be sticking out everywhere. Y'all know how I am. All right, and then I'm going to just tear a little bit of this. And then I want about a 2-inch strip. Now, it doesn't have to be, you know, exactly 2 inches or whatever. But I'm looking for, you know, somewhere around a 2-inch strip. So I'm just going to tear that piece off. And then I want to fold this because I want you to be able to see this fabric from both sides. Okay, so the way it's going to attach, let me scoot this out. I'm going to glue this together just with some Uhu glue, okay? And you can cut a piece and, you know, turn it over, and this is just easy for me to do it this way, so this is how I do it. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this in half and just stick it together. And that way you have that same fabric on both sides. Okay. Then I'm going to take this fabric, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to glue this fabric to this side, but only about half of it. So it's just going to be probably not even half of it. I'm going to glue about that much and have, you know, that much hanging over the side. Okay, and I'm going to do that with some Fabri-Tac, just simply because I want a good hold on this, and I just trust the Fabri-Tac a little bit more. If I can get it open. Okay, so I am going to, now I thinned out my Fabri-Tac with some acetone, but it still feels a little thick. I think I might need to thin it out a little bit more. Okay, now before I put this fabric on here, I am going to just kind of smear this in with my finger a little, and the reason I'm doing that is in hopes that my glue won't show through my fabric so bad. But if you leave a really wet spot of glue here, then it's gonna be more apt to show through this fabric. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sit that in place like that. Okay, and so here's what we have left. Okay, that's what you'll be working with. Now, on some books, you can attach to the front cover, but on this one, I don't want to cover any of this up. I want you to be able to see all of this. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put my fabric on this side. So basically what's going to happen, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, and I think I might need to trim down. No? Yeah. I may need to trim down some of that tape real quick. Okay, that's better. I just trimmed it down a little. Okay, so basically what I want to have is I'm going to have, this is going to sit here, okay, and I'm going to line this edge up with the edge of my book cover, and I'm just going to fold this over and glue it down. And that's going to allow this to be a little flap, okay? So I've got it where I want it, and I'm just lining that up. Okay, and I'm going to lay this down, and I'm just going to put a line of Fabri-Tac right down through here. Just like that. And it came out a little easier that time, didn't it? And then again, I'm going to smear this in some so that hopefully it doesn't seep through my fabric. And when I fold this fabric over, I'm not going to fold it over real tight. In other words, I'm not going to fold it all the way from the very edge. I'm just going to fold it over into this glue because I want to have a little bit of room you know, if I want to put something in a pocket on the back side of this flap, I can. And see, this fabric is pretty, so it doesn't matter if you can see it when you open the journal on this side. But once I put this journal together, you won't see this anyway because it'll be underneath. Unless I do an open spine journal on this one. I may do an open spine journal on this one. I haven't decided that yet. But anyways, so you just add that there, and then this way you have that flap, and you have a little bit of fabric that gives you a little bit of a spine to be able to, you know, maybe make a pocket here and put something in it if you wanted to. Just gives you a little bit of room and a little more option to have a little versatility, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to do this side and just show y'all how I do that side, and we'll be done for this video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab another piece of my fabric. Okay, where did I cut? Oh, here we go. I cut it from this side. All right, so I've already got some cut at the same measurement, so let's just see if we've got 2 inches worth. Yeah, we do. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and tear it down the rest of the way on that and get rid of these little strings. Did y'all have a good Valentine's Day? I'm sorry I didn't get to come on here and tell y'all Happy Valentine's Day. I was a little busy. I had a lot going on. Okay, so again, I am just going to take my Boohoo glue stick and glue my fabric together. And it doesn't take a lot of this, y'all. And it sticks real good. But anyways, I hope y'all had a lovely, lovely Valentine. I hope that you got to spend a little time with all of those that you love and had a good time with each other. Okay. It gets a little sticky, but that's okay. I think I've even got string from the fabric stuck on my finger here. If I can get it off, stop that. It keeps sticking to me. Okay. All right, so we're going to fold this in half. And we're just going to press it in. And you've got glue on both sides, so you've got a good, it'll adhere really well with that. Okay. And then this one's going to go on this side. Right here. So I'm just going to put a little Fabri-Tac down the edge right here. Smush that in a little, if that's a word, smush. Okay. And then we're just going to lay our fabric into that. Like so. Line it up over here. And I always pay attention to where my placement is. I wanted you to see some of the words so that you know there's a vintage book behind there. And you can still see some of the flowers too. Alright, so we're just going to line this up on the edge over here. Flip it over. Put a little Fabri-Tac right down through there. I'm sure y'all know how to do this, but I have had a couple people ask me how I do it. So I thought, well, while I'm doing it, I might as well do a video. Okay, and then again, I'm not going to bring it all the way to the crease so that, you know, we have a little bit of room, a little wiggle room if we need it. And then I'm just going to lay that right down into the glue. Okay, and there we have our flip out cover. And then I'll spend time decorating this and putting pretty things on it and making this be a really pretty part of our journal. So that's how I do that. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And like I say, you can decorate these before you attach them, which I normally do, decorate them before I attach them, just so that I have that part done. But just for video purposes, I went ahead and did it this way, just so I could kind of give y'all an idea of how I do it without all of the stuff being in the way. So anyways, that's how you put a flip out cover together, and you keep your original vintage book cover so that you have the best of both worlds. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that it was helpful to you. If it was, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for me. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to see more videos like this, and just join us. We have lots of fun here. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Big hugs.